Welcome back to the channel, my fellow Salem addicts. I am sitting here staring at my screen, reading these spoilers for Monday, June 15th, and my jaw is literally on the floor. I am so stressed out I can barely even type right now. Paulina Price is actually going to EJ DiMera to beg for a mad scientist miracle drug? Are we serious right now? I've been watching this show since 2015, and I have seen some truly unhinged things happen in this town. But this is next level desperate. I know some people are loving the high emotional stakes here, but personally, I am screaming at my television screen. Let's break this down because my brain is spinning a million miles a minute. Chanel has breast cancer. She is pregnant. It is a horrifying, impossible, gut-wrenching situation. Johnny and Chanel are going through absolute hell right now, and as a fan, my heart is just breaking for them. Raven Bowens and Carson Boatman have been acting their absolute hearts out in this storyline. And Paulina, being the fierce, overbearing mama bear she is, wants to fix it. I get that. I really do. But asking for the Versavix serum, the same experimental serum doctor Rolf cooked up in his creepy little underground lab? No, absolutely not. And remember when they tried this kind of experimental nonsense in the past? Remember all the times someone thought they could play God with one of Rolf's glowing vials of mystery juice? Yeah, didn't work then either. It always ends in absolute disaster. I mean, let's just look at the track record here. How many times has Stefano or Rolf brought someone back or cured them only for them to end up brainwashed, chipped, or melting down? Remember the microchips? Remember the memory wipes? DiMera science is not medicine. It is a literal curse. And Paulina, who is usually so smart, so grounded, is just ignoring all of this history because she is terrified. She is so blinded by her panic that she actually thinks EJ's miracle drug is the answer to curing Chanel's cancer. She thinks this is some magic bullet that will save her daughter and her unborn grandchild. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about EJ's reaction to all of this, because this is the part that really gets me going. EJ actually says no. EJ DiMera, the man who usually uses any piece of leverage he can get his hands on, flat out refuses Paulina's request and literally runs away from the conversation. The spoilers say he practically flees from her. I am shook. Am I the only one who finds it wild that EJ is the voice of reason right now? Because EJ knows the terrifying truth. The Versavix serum is already failing, and it is failing fast. We saw it in the lab. One of the test rats that was injected with the exact same formula they used on Lexie just dropped dead from total organ failure. Organ failure, people. This isn't just a mild side effect. This is a lethal, catastrophic breakdown of the body. And EJ knows that if he hands that vial over to Paulina, he isn't curing Chanel's cancer, he is handing her a death sentence. And I have to give EJ some credit here, which physically pains me to do. Because EJ isn't just running away to be a jerk. He is running away because he actually cares about Johnny. He knows that if he gives this poison to Chanel and she dies, Johnny will never, ever forgive him. For once in his miserable, scheming life, EJ DiMera is trying to protect his son from collateral damage. But he won't just tell the truth. Why can't anyone in this town just communicate? If EJ just looked Paulina in the eye and said, "The rat died, the serum is lethal, this whole thing would be over." But no, he has to be all mysterious and run away, which only makes Paulina more suspicious. And then there is Lexie. Oh my God, poor Lexie Carver. I am so completely heartbroken over this storyline. Abe is already an emotional wreck, trying to juggle his current marriage to Paulina and the sudden, miraculous resurrection of his epic love, Lexie. And now Lexie's body is giving out on her again? The spoilers confirm she is starting to show terrifying neurological symptoms. She is stumbling, she is dizzy, she is relapsing. It is just cruel. Why bring her back just to torture her and Abe all over again? Actually, maybe I'm being too harsh on Paulina. I mean, if it were my daughter, wouldn't I try anything? If I saw my child slipping away and I knew there was a billionaire in town with a secret resurrection drug, wouldn't I knock down his door too? I don't know. I'm so torn. I'm contradicting myself because I am just so emotional about this whole family dynamic. It's just that Johnny and Chanel need a real, compassionate oncologist, not a DiMera science experiment that turns people's organs to mush. But Paulina is not going to take no for an answer. The spoilers say she feels like Johnny and Chanel need to push EJ themselves. Can you even imagine the immense, crushing pressure that is going to put on Johnny? His wife is terrified. She is refusing standard chemo because of the baby. His mother-in-law is breathing down his neck to get this secret drug. And his own father is hiding the fact that the drug is lethal. Johnny is going to snap. I am calling it right now. Johnny is going to find out about the dead lab rat, and he is going to absolutely lose his mind on EJ. Okay, back to the point. Let's take a deep breath and travel to the other side of town, because I desperately need a palate cleanser from all this DiMera doom and gloom. Let's talk about Julie Williams and Marlena Evans. The spoilers say these two absolute legends are going to sit down and share a deeply emotional heart-to-heart about the profound pain of losing their husbands. I am already crying just thinking about this scene. Julie losing Doug, and Marlena losing John. We are talking about decades of history, decades of love, just gone. Susan, Seaforth Hayes, and Deidre Hall sharing scenes like this is what makes Days of Our Lives so incredibly special. They are the matriarchs of Salem, and seeing them bond over this shared, devastating grief is going to be a massive tearjerker. And speaking of history, can we just appreciate the sheer legacy of Julie and Marlena? These women have survived serial killers, possessions, kidnappings, and literal resurrections. They have seen it all. So when they sit down to talk about Doug and John, it's not just a casual chat. It's the history of Salem speaking. I know I'm going to need a whole box of tissues for this. I just hope they show some flashbacks. Give us the classic John Black raised eyebrow. Give us Doug singing. We deserve it after all the stress the DiMeras are putting us through. But the spoilers also say they are going to have some humorous moments too. And that is exactly what this show does best. Finding the light in the dark. I can already picture Julie making some sassy, classic Julie comment about how stubborn Doug was, and Marlena doing that soft little laugh she does when she thinks about John's hero complex. It is going to be so beautiful, and honestly, we need it. With all the tainted drugs, the kidnappings, and the failing serums running rampant through Salem right now, a quiet, nostalgic moment between two best friends is exactly what the doctor ordered. So, what's going to happen next week? I predict Paulina is going to do something incredibly reckless. She is not the type to just sit back and accept defeat. She is going to snoop, or she's going to hire someone to break into that lab and steal the Versavix. And I am absolutely dreading it, because the second that drug gets anywhere near Chanel, it is game over. I need someone, anyone, to step in and stop Paulina before she makes the biggest mistake of her life. I am typing furiously right now because I just need to get this all out of my system. Are you guys as stressed out about this Versavix drama as I am? Please tell me I'm not crazy for thinking Paulina has completely lost the plot. Let me know what you think is going to happen down in the comments, because I am going to be obsessing over this until the episode actually airs. Days of Our Lives is absolutely wild right now, and I am strapping in for the ride.